stretch out and which is based on Ayurveda, which he's going to talk about. And he's also the director of the Vedic Cultural Center in Samamani, which is also commonly known as ISKCON. We're thankful for you to come.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me today. And we're going to have a lot of fun with this discussion. And you can participate in it, of course, at any time you want. If you have some burning question, you can alleviate your anxiety and ask it. We're going to talk about Ayurveda. Now, to understand Ayurveda, you need to think outside the box. The box is the material body and material attachments. And therefore, Ayurveda, the meaning of it means Ayur, the longevity or life, and Veda means knowledge. So Ayurveda is the study or the knowledge of life, and like anything else, you can have several levels of meaning of that word life. The most profound meaning of the word life, according to the Vedas, is eternal life. So Ayurveda is actually about how to attain eternal life. It's not about simply being healthy and living for 80 or 90 years or 100 years. And the misconception about the word, just like the word yoga also, yoga has a pejorative meaning today, thinking it's a good way to be healthy, decrease stress, increase libido, or whatever. But actually yoga means how to connect with God. That's the real meaning of the word. And all the techniques used, and there are different yoga techniques, are principally to connect eternally with God. Same with Ayurveda. It has a pejorative understanding today, but today we're going to discuss its bigger meaning. Now, in order to even approach the subject of Ayurveda, one has to have a cosmological foundation in Vedic knowledge. And therefore we have to first discuss what is the real nature of the human being. And to do that, we have to understand the difference between the body and the soul. Now, a lot of people don't think the soul exists, so let's just discuss that for the time, for a few seconds, and then we'll get into the real core of the discussion. Let's say you're taking part in a traumatic experience where you're seeing someone that you love very much on the verge of dying. And then the person dies. So what does everyone say? What would you say?
We're out of pain now. No longer in pain.
No longer in pain, okay. What if they were on morphine and didn't exhibit any symptoms of pain?
They're in a better place.
In other words, they're gone.
Gone.
Right. So people would say, he's gone or she's gone. Now, my question to you, you can answer, what is gone? The person's still laying right there. The same body that you loved your whole life is still laying there. And you served that body and you interacted with the body. So why would you say they're gone, or the person is gone? What is gone? You can weigh the body right before it dies and weigh it right after it dies. You'll see that it's a little bit heavier right after they die. And you can also, later on, you'll see other differences between before and after. But what left? Anybody? Nothing?
So,
okay, so how do you know, well, okay, living body 1 minute before death, same body 1 minute after death. What is minus, what is missing that we say it's gone? The person is gone. What's missing 1 minute after death or 1 second after death?
The connection of the whole body as a single unit.
No, the whole body is still there as a single unit. Nothing has changed as far as its unicity. What's gone? Okay, I'll give you a hint. Like, for example, let's say it's your mom, right? That's laying here and dying, right? It's your mom, right? And I come up, and she's not dead yet, and I stick a pin in her finger. What would you do?
Stop.
Yeah, or you'd scream, or you'd call the police, right? Now, let's say your mom is dead, right? And I stick a pin in her finger. Would you do anything?
I think it would hurt me more than it would hurt my mom at
Okay.
that point. But no, I mean,
It wouldn't be the same,
right,
right? You wouldn't call the police. You wouldn't get a lawyer.
right.
Right.
Well,
Why?
There's no consciousness to suffer pain.
No consciousness. Therefore, the symptom of the soul is consciousness, right? Because if the consciousness was still there 1 minute after death, you wouldn't call the undertaker, you wouldn't think about burial or cremation or whatever. You wouldn't think about not feeding the person anymore, not dressing the person, not bathing the person, as you did before death. The consciousness is not there. And as soon as the consciousness is gone, the value of the body is gone, for the most part. And therefore, you dispose of the body in one way or other. So, the soul can be understood at certain crucial moments in life, and especially at the moment of death, when you actually see it leave the body. And because of that, you get rid of the body. Now, every human being, therefore, is a composite of body and soul. And according to the Vedic literature and Vedic knowledge, the body is broken down into 24 basic elements, and the 25th element, or super element, is the soul. So those 24 basic elements, we're just going to go through them real quick, but just to give you an idea, the 24 can be further summarized as 8. Bhumi rapo nalo vayu kam mano buddhireva cha hankara ityame bina pakritirastada. This is the 4th verse, 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that says that earth, water, fire, air, ether, or space, mind, intelligence, and false ego, Lord Krishna says, these comprise my inferior energy, separated inferior energy. And then he says, Pariyamitastvanyam pakriti vidime param jivabhuta mahabhava yaryagam dayatecha. And besides this, there is a superior nature that is comprised of living entities. And both of these, the inferior material energy and the superior spiritual energy, are my prakriti, or my separated parts and parcels. So, according to Vedic knowledge, matter is eternal, as well as the soul. Both are eternal. But matter is more complicated than the soul, because sometimes it's manifest and sometimes it's not. Just like the person you love, you see them, all of a sudden you don't see them anymore, they die. And it's very confusing. Or you see your 401k, and then you don't see it. Or you see a car, your new Lexus, you come out, it's not there anymore, someone stole it. So it's very confusing. Matter goes through 2 stages, which is called manifestation and unmanifestation, or vyakta and avyakta, as they say in Sanskrit. Therefore, even when it becomes unmanifest, matter still exists in a potential form. Therefore, matter is also eternal. The only thing that's not eternal, time is eternal, God is eternal, you and me as souls are eternal. God's matter, made of earth, water, fire, air, and space, which are called the gross material elements, and and the subtle material elements, mind, intelligence, false ego, these are all eternal. They cannot be destroyed. But they can disappear and stay in a potential state. And then in the potential state, the time factor and the modes of